The cameras flashed, proud families filled the crowd, and emotions were running high at New York University's graduation ceremony. But one moment in particular instantly caught everyone's attention. Standing side by side with huge smiles on their faces were Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe, reunited to celebrate one of the biggest milestones in their son Deacon's life. For many fans, it was more than just a celebrity family graduation photo. It was a powerful reminder that even after heartbreak, divorce, and years apart, two people can still come together for the sake of their children. And honestly, that's what made this moment feel so genuine and inspiring. Nearly 20 years after their split, Reese and Ryan looked completely focused on one thing: being proud parents. As Deacon graduated from NYU, both of his parents couldn't hide their emotions. Ryan shared how proud he is of his son, describing him as a curious, intelligent young man who continues to grow into someone remarkable. Reese appeared equally emotional, smiling proudly as they celebrated together as a family. The warmth between them was impossible to ignore, and fans immediately started praising the former couple online for showing what healthy co-parenting can truly look like. For longtime fans of the former Hollywood couple, seeing them reunited again brought back memories of a completely different era. Back in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe were one of Hollywood's favorite young couples. They met when their careers were exploding, quickly fell in love, and married in 1999. At the time, they looked like they had the perfect life. They were young, successful, beautiful, and constantly appearing together on red carpets and magazine covers. Soon after getting married, they welcomed their daughter Ava, followed by their son Deacon a few years later.
But behind the scenes, life was becoming more complicated. Like many young couples navigating fame and busy careers, Reese and Ryan eventually began facing challenges in their relationship. In 2006, after several years together, the couple announced their separation. Their divorce was finalized in 2008, when Deacon was only 5 years old. For many celebrity families, that kind of breakup often leads to years of public drama, tension, and conflict. But Reese and Ryan slowly chose a different path. Instead of allowing their personal issues to define the future of their family, they focused on becoming strong co-parents for their children. And now, nearly 2 decades later, the results of that decision are clearly visible. Deacon has grown into a talented and ambitious young man with a bright future ahead of him. While many people expected him to follow directly in his parents' footsteps as an actor, he decided to explore a different creative path. Instead, Deacon focused on music. At NYU, he studied production and songwriting, spending years developing his skills while also releasing songs during college. Music became his passion, and both Reese and Ryan fully supported him as he explored that world.
That support seems to reflect one of Reese's strongest parenting beliefs. Over the years, Reese has openly shared that she never wanted her children to feel pressured into becoming copies of their parents. She believes the most important thing a parent can do is help children discover what they truly love and encourage them to become the best versions of themselves. That mindset clearly had a major impact on both Ava and Deacon. Ava, now 26 years old, has also stepped into the creative world. Fans constantly compare her to Reese because of their nearly identical appearance. But Ava has continued building her own identity through modeling, social media, and creative projects. Even though both children grew up with famous parents and public attention, Reese and Ryan seem to have worked hard to give them a grounded upbringing. And honestly, that may be one of the most impressive parts of their story.
Hollywood can be incredibly difficult for celebrity children. The pressure, comparisons, and constant attention often create challenges for young people trying to figure out who they really are. But Ava and Deacon appear to have grown into confident, thoughtful adults who maintain close relationships with both parents. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because Reese and Ryan continued showing up for their kids, even after their marriage ended. Ryan once explained that the biggest thing he wishes for his children is fulfillment. Not fame, not money, and not success in Hollywood. He simply wants them to feel happy and confident about the direction of their lives. That statement says a lot about how he views parenting. Rather than controlling their futures, both Reese and Ryan seem focused on giving their children opportunities while allowing them the freedom to choose their own paths.
Reese has also talked about how exciting it is watching Ava and Deacon experience life, learn new things, and slowly discover exactly who they want to become. She admitted that both of them are still figuring things out, but she sees that as a natural and beautiful part of growing up. And honestly, that perspective feels refreshing. So many parents place enormous pressure on children to have every detail of life figured out immediately. But Reese and Ryan appear to understand that growth takes time. They seem more interested in supporting their children's happiness and personal growth than forcing them into a specific career or image. That supportive approach became even more obvious during Deacon's graduation celebration. Instead of making the moment about themselves, Reese and Ryan looked completely focused on celebrating their son's achievement. There was no awkwardness, no public tension, and no sign of bitterness from the past, just pride. Fans online immediately reacted to the reunion photos, with many people praising the former couple for their maturity and healthy co-parenting relationship. Others pointed out how rare it is to see divorced celebrity parents maintain such a positive connection over time.
And honestly, they have every reason to be admired for that. Co-parenting after divorce isn't easy. It requires patience, communication, compromise, and emotional growth. In many cases, former couples struggle to move past old pain and resentment. But Reese and Ryan appear to have found a way to shift their relationship into something healthier and more stable for the benefit of their children. That doesn't mean their journey was perfect. Like any family, they likely faced difficult moments behind the scenes. But what matters is that they continued prioritizing Ava and Deacon throughout every stage of life. Now, years later, their children are thriving adults. Ava is confidently building her own identity while maintaining strong family connections. Deacon is chasing his passion for music while graduating from one of the country's most respected universities. And both of them appear genuinely close to their parents. That may actually be the biggest success story here. Because while Hollywood relationships often make headlines for breakups and scandals, stories like this remind people that families can still grow stronger after divorce. Sometimes relationships evolve into something different, but equally meaningful.
Not every successful love story ends with two people staying together forever. Sometimes success looks like respect. Sometimes it looks like forgiveness. And sometimes it looks like two divorced parents standing side by side at their son's graduation, smiling proudly as they celebrate everything they built together. For fans watching this moment unfold, there was something deeply emotional about seeing Reese and Ryan reunited again after all these years. It felt nostalgic, hopeful, and surprisingly inspiring. The same couple who once dominated red carpets in the early 2000s are now watching their son begin his own adult journey. Time has passed, life has changed, but their commitment to family remains strong. As for Deacon, his future looks incredibly promising. With talent, education, creativity, and strong support from both parents, he seems ready to step confidently into the next chapter of life. Whether he becomes a major music producer, songwriter, artist, or explores something completely different, one thing is clear. He has parents who believe in him completely. And honestly, that kind of support can change everything for a young person.